Yeah, I mean, Rolly said what he said on Twitter, and he basically stood on it. His manager reached out to us, and you know, what a solid offer, something that made sense for me and my team, and now we're starting to negotiate.
My goodness, do we have some things to discuss today, my people? I got some tweets that I gotta read to you. One coming from Devin Haney, another from Devin Haney, initiating the back and forth with Rolly Romero. The breaking news that Devin Haney is looking to move on. Look at other options. Says Rolly Romero, go ahead and go fight your mandatory. All because the money isn't right. Negotiations have completely went south with Rolly Romero, while with Devin Haney claiming that Rolly Romero is trying to say he's the A side in this fight, which we all know for a fact just isn't true. It just ain't true, man. You can make an argument with Ryan Garcia being the A side over Devin Haney. There's arguments there. But to say Rolly Romero would be the A side going into this fight against Devin Haney when Rolly Romero was the fighter that needed the fight, wasn't talking about Devin Haney or anybody, didn't want to fight nobody, wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. That doesn't end up going down. The WBA starts getting ready to order the Shakram Gaiazov fight for him to defend his title. And he's like, nah, there's no money in that. It's a dangerous fight. Let me get on my knees and beg for Devin Haney to fight me. Now, I'll be honest with you. It is a little fishy, the video that I just showed you right now, of Devin Haney and his team saying that they were sent an offer by Rolly Romero. And it's an offer that made sense for him and his team. So they're going to begin negotiating. But not once did he actually say that it's an offer that we signed to. He says it's a great offer that made sense for me and my team, but we're going to begin negotiating. Now, we all knew what Rolly Romero was trying to do here. Was trying to avoid a fight with Shakram Gaiazov and was just trying to get this fight with Devin Haney. So we dropped a couple videos reacting to it, and I said, Devin Haney would be a great, great guy. And Rolly Romero would be a lucky human being for Devin to give Rolly this opportunity due to the facts that Rolly was on the verge of being mandated to fight his fighter Shakram. It would be a blessing for Devin Haney to give this fight to Rolly Romero. And now Rolly Romero wants to play the A-side game? I mean, come on. He's already doing you a favor. Devin Haney don't have to fight you. He don't. He does not need to fight you. Let me read you guys a couple tweets real quick. And then I'm going to give you guys some breaking news on the fight announcements between Jack Catterall and another fighter that absolutely make this whole thing even more interesting, 100 times more interesting. Listen to this. This is how it all popped off. Devin Haney went to Twitter and said, Rolly's delusional, acting like he's some kind of draw, but can't sell out a ballroom. That's why the fight hasn't been made yet. The money isn't right. I'm looking at other options. He could go fight as mandatory since he's such a draw. Now, Devin Haney leveraging that part of the game when it comes to Rolly Romero begging for this fight. He understands that it's Rolly Romero that needs this. So if you don't want to work in negotiations with me and you don't want to, put me as the A side, then hey, go fight your mandatory. We don't need you. Then he goes on by posting a repost, somebody saying, Rolly tried to A-side someone when the last time Rolly was the main event on a card he fought in front of 200 people. Rolly Romero takes on his Twitter, decides to go off as well. He posts a video and says, see how easy it is to call their bluff? It ain't no fun when Rolly has the gun. Now that was responding right after Devin Haney had put his first tweet out there. He puts the video, Rolly Romero, of Devin Haney talking about how Rolly Romero's team sent your team the offer, and you and your team thought it made sense. Now you guys are going to begin negotiating, but I'm guessing Rolly Romero must have thought, and he's trying to put the perspective out there, that the deal that they sent to Devin Haney and Bill Haney was a great deal. It was a deal that Devin Haney and his team have accepted to, but really we don't know the details when it comes to the contract. Rolly ends up reposting somebody who said, didn't they just say Rolly sent a good offer last week? Rolly beat Ryan, something Haney couldn't do. Rolly has headline more pay-per-views than Haney. Rolly is the real draw between the two. Haney is ducking Rolly in broad daylight. This shit is crazy. And I'll be honest with you, man. It ain't a duck. It ain't a duck. If the negotiations ain't right due to the leveraging point, if it's a ridiculous offer from Rolly Romero trying to maybe, he says, trying to get the A-side money, trying to get paid more money than Devin Haney, then that just don't make sense. There's tons of people out there that are going to argue that Rolly Romero could be the A-side against Devin Haney. It's simply not true. It's simply not true. Diabolical to be saying that Rolly Romero is the A-side in this fight against Devin Haney. Now, I will say this. If Devin Haney and Bill Haney are trying to take the majority amount of money and offering Rolly Romero a ridiculous lowball offer, an offer that just doesn't make any sense at all, then that's wrong by Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Just in the fact that, you offer some of these guys, they offer fighters some money, and they know for a fact they ain't gonna take it. Some dudes will be like, I'm getting 80%, you're getting 20%. Some dudes, I'm getting 90, you're getting 10. It's just like, what? What the hell? I got a bout too. Rolly Romero does have a bout and all that. So, depending on what the numbers are, which we don't know, we gotta wait to see to actually give our honest take on that, because all that is really gonna play a part in this. Now, what's actually very important now when it comes to this topic is Devin Haney and his leveraging point actually might have just run out. And Rolly Romero actually doesn't need the fight with Devin Haney anymore. He doesn't need it. The only reason why Rolly Romero was trying to fight against Devin Haney was he was trying to avoid the mandatory fight between him and Shakram Gayazov that the WBA was going to enforce. A risky fight where he wasn't going to get paid a lot of money. But now, there's breaking news that Jack Catterall and Shakram Gayazov have agreed in negotiations to fight for the vacant WBA regular welterweight championship bout of the world. Yes, Shakram Gayazov, who has been waiting, the mandated fighter since 2024, has been mandated for almost 2-3 years to fight for that bout. Took step-aside money a bunch of times, that's his fault, which further prolonged his wait time to be able to fight for that title. But now Shakram Gayazov, who was going to be mandated, who is next in line, him and his team were arguing. They were literally last week arguing, complaining, gonna send a petition to the WBA because they've been sitting out long enough. And now, instead of ordering the fight with Rolly Romero, Shakram Gayazov has to fight against Jack Catterall for the WBA regular welterweight title. So you're going to have a regular and a super champion in the welterweight division now. Shakram Gayazov doesn't get his super world title shot now, is fighting for basically the lower level tier of the WBA welterweight title, and has to fight against Jack Catterall, who has been looking great, most recently training with Bozy Ennis and that team over there, man. This is absolutely breaking news because Rolly Romero don't need Devin Haney no more. They ordered Chakram guys out. Was not ordered, but they're fighting against Jack Catterall. That's it. Rolly don't need Devin no more. Get to keep his title and look elsewhere. This is absolutely breaking news, man. So as much as Devin didn't need to give Rolly Romero the opportunity to be able to fight in this fight, it kind of seems like maybe now the negotiation part of this can change a little bit. Rolly needed this fight with Devin Haney. He was the one begging on his knees. And now all of a sudden, everything's getting played a little bit different. So now Devin Haney and Bill Haney using that leverage move against Rolly Romero, probably offering him or wanting more money on his side due to the fact that we're giving you the opportunity. Rolly, you're the one who's begging for us for this fight. So guess what? You're going to pay us. But now, Rolly don't need this fight. And Devin, if he wanted to unify the titles, then now maybe he's going to be like, oh, damn. This is absolutely breaking news, man. And it's definitely sent a twist in the negotiation parts between Devin Haney and Rolly Romero. The whole A-side, B-side argument, Devin Haney is the goddamn A-side. Let's be real. Let's be real. He still doesn't need Rolly Romero. He still don't need him. But what I want to see from Devin now is if this fight doesn't take place, Ryan Garcia's right there, bro. Ryan Garcia is right there. He said the only reason why I'm fighting Teofimo Lopez, why I want to fight Teofimo Lopez, is because Devin Haney ducked me and Shakur Stevenson ducked me. Now, those are his words. I ain't saying that. But now, what about Keyshawn Davis? I know he says he got the fight lined up and all that. The dude is a big talker. I know for a fact the dude talks smack. But all of a sudden, the options are open up for Devin Haney. And I don't know if that Rolly Romero fight's going to happen after all, bro. I really don't. May 30th, I really don't think it's happening anymore. But let me know what you guys think. Unless negotiations change and Devin Haney and them, I don't know what they got to do to get this done. But let me know what you guys think. Absolutely breaking news.